Hey everybody. I wanted to share something with you because really I just figured something out, and it really kind of was a revelation. I don't know if you've ever struggled with something for a long time, and you know that something's wrong. I mean, literally you know it, but you can't put your finger on what it is, and it's frustrating, right? Because you feel it. It's impacting you. But you're not really sure what it is. So it's really hard to fix the problem. So I want to share some stuff because I've had a bit of a revelation after doing some reflection. In 2020, boy, that's a year that will make you reflect for all of us, really, almost no matter where you are in the world. We were all impacted by what's going on here. And it just caused me to do some reflection, and it really caused me to commit to being authentically who I am. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in a lot of things in my life moving forward. I'm not going to worry about so much about what people say, what they think. I got to be me, put myself out there, and then it is what it is. Folks accept it or they don't. So here's where the frustration comes in with Dark Side Reviews. And there's a lot of things that have gone on around this channel that have gotten me really, really frustrated. And I wasn't really sure how to handle it. I do know, though, that there were some things happening here that really caused me to lose interest and passion around talking about films. But here's the thing, like, I couldn't figure out what that was because I love movies. I love talking about movies. I'm fascinated with how they do certain things. I'm fascinated with how they manipulate how we feel, how all these different elements of movie making make for a fantastic experience, right? All of these visual elements, the sound elements, the performances, all that stuff. I love talking about all that stuff. But despite that fact, there were some things going on this channel that caused me just to be disenchanted. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So what I did was I said, you know what? It must be that I'm not really getting the level of engagement that I really want. If I got more of a level of engagement, I would be more excited about it. And then the channel started to pick up, especially around Into the Badlands, and we got that. But there were still some things that were a hole there. There was something missing outside of certain elements of the channel that I really enjoyed talking about. Into the Badlands is an example of that. Love that show. The show is still, man, that show is still so good when you think about it. But there was something missing, and I couldn't put my finger on it. So then you guys know, like, I would get on from time to time, and if you've been here for a while, you know, you would hear me say, like, well, we're going to focus on this, and we're going to focus on that. And I realized all those things were me trying to work it out. But still, I never really had, like, this level of fulfillment that I felt like I should have had from doing a channel based on something that I love. Then it hit me. Dude, you're not being authentically you. You're doing some things on this channel the way that you think that they should be done. You're doing some things on this channel. You're talking about TV and movie and shows like that because you think that those things will be more successful for the audience, but they're not truly you. They're not truly how you want to talk about it. You're not covering all the topics that you want to talk about on this channel. And until you bring yourself to that place, Al, you're always going to have this feeling of angst with Dark Side Reviews because you're not being who you want to be as someone that talks about TV and film. You got to talk about this the way that you want to talk about it. You got to talk about the subjects that you want to talk about with TV and film. And when you do talk about them, you have to talk about them from a viewpoint that's authentic, that is true to you. That's what you got to do. And that might be something that some people like. It might not be something that some people like. But if you want to get some satisfaction out of this channel, if you want it not to be a chore when you turn on that camera, then you got to talk about things in the way that you want to talk about them. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. That is the revelation that I had. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm still trying to figure that out, everybody. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to tackle it. I know that I want to talk about some things as it relates to pop culture and movies. I know that there's a whole bunch of things like swirling around in here that I want to talk about, and I'm working through that. But that is one thing that I will do on this channel from now on. The one commitment that I have made to myself is that I will be authentically me in how I talk about movies, how I talk about TV shows, and movie and TV show related content. And that's the only way that I can get satisfaction out of it. Now, my hope is that when I do that, it will be in such a way that it's entertaining to those of you all who are following the channel. Because there is that side of it, right? There is that side of it that you do this for community. You do this because you're hoping that there are other people out there that want to connect with you and talk about these things with you. And that's always the fear, right? If you're the only one that cares about it, then why even have the channel? I have no idea how that's going to turn out. I'm hoping that there are other folks out there that will connect to it. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's kind of where we're going with Dark Side Reviews. Some things are going to change. As I just said, I'm not sure exactly what they will look like. But I am going to be moving towards a more authentic me with how I put out the content, what content I cover. And I hope that you guys like it. And I hope that, again, we move forward and the community grows as a result of it. But that is the revelation that I had. So those things will change, and you probably will see some big changes with the way that the channel looks as well. You've already seen the banner. I've changed the banner art because I do want to take the channel in a bit of a different direction when I really nail down, when I really can kind of tap into that authentic Al and present the way that he wants to present. You will see that reflected probably in a lot of different things in the channel art and things like that. I do not think that I'm going to change the name. But I might, I don't know. So some things are up in the air, but I wanted to share that with you, especially for those of you guys who have been ride or die with me for a long time. Yeah, man, some changes are coming, and I just got to be me from here on out. And Dark Side Reviews, and then in a lot of other areas of my life as well. You know what I mean? You got to be you. You got to be true to self. And that's all I wanted to share. All right, everybody. Thanks. I appreciate it. Peace.